Hi there, my name's Elliott Campbell and I'm a Warwick University student. Just finished my second year and I'm currently on my industrial placement with L'Oreal at Hammersmith in London. Just wanted to talk to you guys about how I got into my placement, the highs and lows, what things I did to apply, and yeah, just go from there. So, first and foremost, I just want to give a bit of backstory about me. I got into work with an unconditional offer, but I moved straight into a foundation year into management. And previous to that point, I retook my A levels in sixth form. So I had the intention of going straight through university as soon as possible rather than dilly dallying and doing an industrial placement. But in my foundation year, I did some work experience with the Warwick Business School's careers team, and that truly gave me an insight into the world of HR, recruitment, and more specifically, getting the best out of other people, which is something that I truly enjoy and get the most out of when I'm working. So I was there for 2 or 3 weeks and did my first year. And then first couple of months of second year, I was asking about at a careers fair, and I was asking if the business school had more time for me to work around in their careers team. Unfortunately, they didn't have any time available, or because I wasn't in foundation year anymore. However, they recommended me do something called a skills session with L'Oreal, which was happening the same day. I didn't know anything about it, but I was like, sure, why not? All experience is good experience. And it was basically a 2 hour skill session with some employees from L'Oreal, more specifically, some from the emerging talent team, and then a couple other employees, where they talk to you about how to do well in an assessment centre, and they also give you a condensed assessment centre in the second stage. And by the end of the 2 hours, they basically hand selected me to bypass all the online tests and go straight into one of the assessment centres they have at the Hammersmith headquarters. So, as I said before, I never really wanted to go and do a placement year. I just want to go straight through university. However, I thought all experience is good experience, get involved. So I went down there. I feel as though one of the key things for me was the fact that I wasn't putting pressure on myself. And I feel as though when I tend to put too much pressure on myself is when I tend to fail, because I overthink, over-analyze, and then everything becomes a bit hazy and blurry. I get really uptight and I can't truly express what I want to express. So I was really relaxed, just went through everything. There was a numerical test, an attention to detail test, a group task, and then something called the benchmark, where the benchmark is all to do with they assess you, how you've been through the first half of the day, and then depending on how you fared, you then go through to the second stage, which is an interview process. Did all of that. I was just honest. There wasn't any CV involved, so I could just speak from the heart as to what my true strengths were, what my weaknesses were. I was just basically being honest with the interviewer about my past and what I want to learn and what I can really do for the company. The same day, they then hired me and said that they'd like to have me in the emerging talent team role for a year, starting July 2019, to which I accepted, which I'm really happy for. One of the things that I used, however, when I was just seeing if I could get some experience, was an app called Debut, Debut. I know you guys can spell it, but regardless. And it's a job seeking app where you put all your credentials in. You also talk about, you give the details as to what fields that you want to go into in your working career. and it then companies talent spot you depending on what credentials you put down. And it can be anything from assessment centres to talks, the works. That's one aspect. And then the second aspect is they help, or the plan is to help with building CVs, all things that help with getting a job in the first place. And I feel as though it's a great source of finding, first and foremost, information. Even if you don't want to get a particular job, you can sometimes see roles in companies that you never thought were there in the first place. So I think it's a really great eye-opener. And lastly, the thing that I would stress more than anything is just be yourself. I know it's quite cliche, but the more of who you are, like who you present to an interviewer, an employer, the more likely they are to choose you, because you're not pretending to be someone that you're not. And I think a lot of people overlook that because they're trying to appease to what they believe the employer wants. At the end of the day, if they want to get you into a team, they need to see what you are as a person are like in order to see what the best fit is. It's not, it wouldn't be easy if you got the job and then completely changed, because the likelihood is you wouldn't be staying there long. But yeah, I hope that's helped a bit. I wish you guys all the best. Take care.